Good Saturday morning. Welcome to a new episode of Martin's Koi Pond. And we're closing in on episode 50, which is pretty cool in itself. So, just cut the lawn. First time this year. And, cut it close around here. I'm now going to get the strimmer out and just get all the loose ends. I picked all the pebbles up that were around the edge. That took a bit of time, and I've took that wooden frame apart that wasn't keeping the dog off this area, but the grass does seem to be bouncing back, so I don't think it was a total loss of a job. Pond's at 10 degrees today. Fish are still very happy. We had an overnight ground frost, but that's not bothered the fish in the slightest. Now I've got 10 metres of this plastic lawn edging and 25 metres of weed control membrane, and it's 1 metre wide. So what I'm planning to do is make a ½ metre path by doubling it over around here, and then along the back and to the wall. So I will do the strimming and then crack on with doing the membrane, see how far I get, and get back to you. Well, welcome back. Still Saturday, and the membrane pathway are down, so it's just a case of waiting for my slate chippings delivery and getting them down around the pond. Didn't take very long and wasn't too difficult a job. Definitely makes the pond look bigger, so I like it in that respect already, with this without the slate being laid down yet. And it was easy enough to fit. Fitted it with plastic, like big plastic nails, nailed the border down on top of the liner, the membrane, and then I left enough nails to nail all along the inside edge against the pond on the membrane, so if there's a bit of wind in the next couple of days before the slate comes, the membrane shouldn't flap about and lift up and stuff. So that's probably me done for today. There's not a lot else I can do until, oh, you don't want a shadow of me filming. Not a lot else I can do until that. I've got some rock paid for I need to pick up. Oh, my viewing chair's out. Just spent a few minutes sat in this lovely February sun. It's actually warm. You forget, don't you, with a long winter, what a warm sun feels like. Anyway, I'm rambling on now, so next clip should see me hopefully fitting or laying the slate down. Catch you whenever that is. Well, good Sunday morning. Well, it's not so good. Amazing what a little bit of feeding can do. We seem to have quite a lot of foam on the pond, and it's being created where the weir comes in from the shower. But I'm not panicking about it because the water level has dropped a bit, so I am topping up at the minute, which will negate some of it. And also, when I get the new filter, the 1200 litre per hour pump will be feeding that and not the shower anymore, and the shower will be fed by the 8,000 litre, sorry, litre per hour pump. So the flow through the shower will be a lot slower, and hopefully the foam issue will be resolved. So we'll hopefully see later in the week. There's no guarantee the filter will be here this week. The shop haven't guaranteed me it. But fingers crossed, Thursday, Friday. So, as I've said before, warts and all with this pond, so when something's not quite right, I'm quite happy to show it, as well as when everything's going swimmingly well. So, catch you in a bit. Well, welcome back. It's Monday morning and I'm at the koi dealers because the filter has arrived. So I'm now popping in to part with some cash and pick it up. Catch you in a bit. Well, good Monday afternoon, and you just saw a clip of me going to the koi dealers to pick up this filter. No one was particularly close with the guesses of what it was. It is the Oase Biotech Screenmatic 6000. How good it is, time will tell. I've watched a few YouTube videos on it. It seems okay to me. It's got a screen for the fines and sponges for biological and mechanical. So I know box filters aren't everyone's cup of tea, but this is the best I could afford. I don't particularly like the Easy Pod. That was the other option. I don't like the look of it. I think a big bucket by the pond looks probably a bit more out of place than a black box, so I'll do my best to see where I can site this so that it's not particularly visible. And of course, while I was there, I looked at the fish, and I did say no more fish for the pond, but there was one fish that they had in the autumn that I did say if they still had it in the spring, I was going to get it, and that was this copper coloured gin rin chagoy, which my son's girlfriend has named Pumpkin. So welcome, Pumpkin. And the other thing I bought was a bottle of bacteria for the new filter. So without further ado, I'm going to open this box and see what it's all about. Catch you in the next one. Welcome back. It's still Monday. I've fitted the new filter. I was able to use the exit pipe from the old box filter. It just fits. It was tight, but it does just fit. So let's go and have a look at it. Got quite a bit of faff getting it level because of all these chippings. It's on 2 breeze blocks, and water, got a bit of debris already amassing on the screen there. You can see chopped up leaves that have obviously gone through the pump, and some green algae of some form. The depth inside is not really coming up very high, so most of the sponges are actually out of the water, which I don't understand. Maybe I've done something wrong and I have to lower them. So I'm going to just turn it off in a second. That new fish needs releasing, and just have a little look at it. But initial reaction is there's a lot of gunk that's collecting already, and it's only been on 5 minutes, so it's doing its job. Back to you in the next clip. Well, welcome back. Still mic-less, so any wind noise, I apologise. The filter has been running about half an hour now. I did have a tiny leak on the in pipe, but I've just tightened the O-ring a bit. On front I could tighten it from the inside. There's like a plastic nut, and that seems to have cured it. The outlet's not leaking at all that I've seen in half an hour of observations. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. It doesn't say, there's a little transformer just there. It doesn't say whether it's waterproof or not. So just to be certain, I'm going to get a plastic box and put it inside a little plastic box, just to make sure no water gets in it. Fish are all sulking at the bottom pretty much because I've been messing about. Pumpkin, the new copper chagoy, is hiding over there amongst the pumps in that area. But I would imagine he's a little bit scared because he's about half the size of my smallest fish. But he'll soon grow, being a chag. And yeah, all I've got to wait for now is me chippings to go around the edge of the pond. So as soon as they come, we'll be done. I've moved the corder line a little bit. There's just no way I'm going to be able to cover that glass of filter unless I put some sort of hanging plants in a tray on it so they hang down over it. Could do that in the summer. Trailing plants. That's a bit of an idea, isn't it? But we'll see. I quite like the idea of having some plants growing on my shower, but I didn't try that. I know Marek has got pretty impressive growth on his. A little pumpkin, I can see her, but I don't think you can see her on the video. Oh yeah, there she goes next to B, back to the corner. So maybe one more clip once the call it granite, once the slate arrives and is put down. Catch you then. Well, good Tuesday afternoon, and the Oase Screenmatic has been running for nearly 24 hours now, so I thought I'd just show you how much muck the screen has removed in that time. And it's all that gunge along there and broken bits of leaves. Now that would normally be in the pressure filter because the bottom drain used to feed the pressure filter, but it doesn't anymore. And how this thing works is the water comes out here onto the screen and then drops down through into the sponges, and as it does so, obviously any little bits of debris collects on the screen, and the more debris, the further up the water starts to go up here. And once that hits a sensor under there, the screen rotates this direction and the muck is combed off here and eventually will drop into this collection tray, which is ever so easy to take out. So early days, but I'm pretty impressed because, like I said, all that would be in the pressure filter. Now I'm going to strip the pressure filter down and give it a good clean, because that's not going to get anywhere near as much muck in it anymore, because it's getting its feed directly from the skimmer. So it's only what little bits of debris
is going in from the surface, is going into the skimmer and then into the shower. But yeah, I'm really quite impressed with this. Fish are looking amazing. Where's little pumpkin? Oh, little pumpkin's over there near the float valve. He or she's been feeding, which is good. I put a few pellets in just before 12, and pumpkin had a couple, so I'm happy with that. They've all been grazing on the bottom, and I would imagine this green algae is what they've been disturbing as they've been grazing on the bottom, and then it's been sucked up by the bottom drain. Still waiting for my slate chippings to arrive, so I've not done the border of the pond yet, but just thought I'd give you an update on how the filter was doing. Catch you in the next clip.